All right, welcome back, friends.
Hi,
Thank you for coming
friend.
as usual. But what's been up
Fighting for my life,
as
child.
usual?
Fighting harder than usual, girl. I'm scared this term. I'm scared.
You scared? But you got. But when does this term end?
September. So I don't got that much time.
Oh, you
I don't
don't.
got that much time, girl.
So what's your overall grade? Cause Jay had a little run in with a teacher about a test.
You know, really, girl. She played all of us. It wasn't just me. We all were dazed and confused.
Not dazed and confused. So Jay had a test, and the teacher told her that the test was going to be on things from like weeks 1 and 2.
All that shit.
Turns
was
out
week
that was not
3.
true,
It was terrible.
and people did not do well on this test.
She had the nerve. I'm gonna let y'all know where y'all went wrong. Bitch, you went wrong.
Listening to you,
You went wrong. We didn't do nothing. But it's fine. I'm still passing the class.
this lemon one actually ain't bad. It tastes more like a Mike's Hard.
Okay.
Um,
Side conversation. Sorry, y'all.
but yeah. Well, I've been fighting for my life too.
What you been?
I have been fighting all my life. I've been fighting.
Life, I had to fight.
But work is work. It's stressful. It's a lot of work. It's people seem to forget that the industry that I'm in before last year, I had no experience in. So they keep coming to me with these reports that need to be done, saying all these abbreviations and shit.
You
And
I
I'm
don't know what
like,
that
I
is.
don't, what are you talking about? And somebody sent me a report and said, this guy that wasn't here did this report when he was here last year, and we need to send it out again. I compiled this, but you need to look at it, make sure it looks good. And I'm just like,
I don't know how to know if it looked good.
Exactly. I'm like, I've never seen this report before.
Can you give me an example of the fucking report?
I've never seen the report. I've never seen the query. I don't like, what's a good output? What numbers are we looking at? What am I comparing this to?
And why are you just now asking for it? I've been here a minute now.
Girl. But work is work. It is what it is. But so the other thing is, I am, actually, this is a good point to talk about this, because we need to have a talk with the friends. So we have made a decision for the podcast, and we really hope and pray that you guys support us in this and stick around. But we have decided that we are going to start offering ad space on the episodes. We will try to make sure that it's not, egregious and not a super turn off, but y'all don't know how expensive it is to run the podcast and produce episodes for not just y'all, us too, every single week.
An hour-long episodes with no ads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's costing us thousands of dollars a month just to produce just to produce the episodes for that month. And we've also had people asking us, like, have you ever thought about coming to this city or that city to do something? I'm like, yeah, we would love to do all the things that other podcasts do.
When we got the funds,
we want to tour around. We want to come meet everybody that's that wants to see us. We really do, but
we need funds.
We need funds for that.
We need funds for fun.
Literally. We want to come see y'all. We want to come hang out with y'all.
Be fun.
It would be fun. I mean, that's the whole point of this podcast, is to create this friendship circle. But, friends, we need help. So,
we your broke friend.
we the broke friends in this situation, because
you paying for my food, we go out, girl.
Let me hold something. But yeah, so it's not easy running the podcast financially. So with that, we wanted to make sure we let you guys know, before
It's
anything
coming.
happens. We haven't gotten any sponsorships or brand deals yet. But we are starting to reach out to brands to see if they are willing to sponsor us. And so yeah, we will start having some type of ads on here at some point. We are also offering to local businesses in Indy, and only 4 of them, discounted ad or not shout out rates, because it wouldn't be a full ad. It'd literally just be, hey, shouting out this business, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we wanted to make sure we told y'all that up front, because we don't want y'all to be surprised by that and then be like, they ain't used to do ads and now they got ads on here. What the F?
Because we know, because we watch videos too.
Yeah, a lot of the podcasts that I watch, they have ads on them. Most of the time, I either just ignore it or
hurry up, hit skip the moment I can hit skip.
Or I just
about my day.
Fast forward past it. But I understand, especially after, running a podcast now, it's really expensive. And we get editing and stuff, honestly, on the cheaper end.
Sure do.
And we're still spending thousands of dollars a month. So, like I said, we hope that doesn't deter you guys away. We hope y'all still rock with us and support. And on that also, we also have our merch up now. So I have on the A Girl's Perspective hat.
I have the cup.
And Jade has our new cup. The cup is, I think, if you get it with the lid and straw, I think $19.97 or something like that.
About $20.
Yeah. The hat, honestly, I don't remember how much it costs. So definitely take a look at the merch. I really like our merch. I think it's really good quality. I have, like I said, the hat, which is really good. There's another hat that's on there that I want to buy too. I really, really like this cup.
Yeah, I like the cup.
And there's been a couple of people that has bought the cup that said they really like this cup.
Good straw too.
And I like that it's metal and not glass.
Too thin, because some won't be too thin.
And I also wanted to get that cup because I'm sure people that watch this have noticed that we have similar cups that just don't have our logo on it. And I was like, oh, this would be so cool for like me and Jay to drink. And then like if our real loyal viewers, it's like now we really are sitting having a drink together. So I was like, that would be so cool. And we have t-shirts. They are very comfortable. They do run big. So
yeah, they're unisex.
They're unisex shirts. And then we have a hoodie.
Oh, I'm excited. I'm gonna get.
She stole my color, y'all. I chose that color because I wanted to buy it.
And I seen it and I liked it. So we both getting it.
But yes, check out the merch. And unfortunately, yes, merch is expensive, but that's also why we offer the $20 option as well.
I think we are very nicely priced.
We are, based off market, we are on the low end for the merch. And yeah, we have to pay the print on demand people, and they're gonna take their cut up front. So
they don't play about they cut.
They sure don't.
And I ain't mad at them.
Hey, I'm not either. But I know somebody asked about discounts, and we would love to offer a discount on it. I'm telling you, we would. Unfortunately, if we were making money already,
yeah,
we could offer a discount.
Discount would be deficit. So
but discount would, if at what they're priced now, because we wanted to keep the pricing as low as we possibly could. If we offered any discount, I would have to pay money out for every order that was placed.
And that's just not good business.
That's really not good business.
Because I feel like we gave the discount with the reduced prices. Because they're very affordable. And the PayPal option is there. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It's on there.
I'll be honest.
She don't like it, but it's on there.
I don't like that.
I think it's good.
I don't like the paying for whatever they call it. I don't like it.
I think it's good.
I don't mind PayPal, But I was like, turn
But
that
not all
option off.
PayPal's paying for it. Sometimes it's just PayPal and they paid in full. It's
but
just nice because
yeah.
you don't gotta have your card information anyway. You just hit the PayPal button. I like it. Anyway, it's
Anywho.
there.
Yeah. So check out the merch. We will be talking about the merch quite a bit because that will be one of our ads is selling the merch. Just so that you're aware.
We are on ad. So be ready.
Our first sponsor of the episodes will be Sweetheart Creations, which is the company that owns A Girl's Perspective, as well as my art studio, Sweet Art Fluid, which I am working on that website now. So those will be our first two, like Sweetheart Creations will be the first sponsor of A Girl's Perspective, because why not start in-house, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if I can get some of my art sold, that's even better because art is expensive as well.
It's actually good art too.
It's good art. Yeah, I love it. Fluid art. If you haven't checked out my art before, because that honestly would not surprise me because I have not talked about my art very much on this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
You can check that out. It is Sweet Art Fluid. And it is on all of the socials. So I have TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Facebook is probably the larger of all of them. But I am getting that up and running again so that I can actually start to sell that art. These coasters are some of them that I have made because I make functional art. So they double as coasters as well as art pieces when they are not being used. So that is some updates on me and what's been going on and what is coming up for the show. And I wanted to bring that up for a couple reasons because there was, you know how we talked about God and him talking to you and all this other stuff. I had that moment I think it was yesterday. So yesterday I woke up. No, let me actually go to the night before. I was in my bathroom. I think I was brushing my teeth or something like that. And I literally just was like praying because, you know, when we had the episode with Bellies and Bullshit, we were talking about, you know, ads and stuff. And I was like, I don't know how that's going to impact, you know, our current audience. Is it going to turn them away? Like pretty much saying like, it makes me nervous.
Yeah.
And so I was sitting in the bathroom and I was just like, I literally just said out loud, God, if ads is where we are now and that is what I'm supposed to do, I was like, just tell me that's what we're supposed to do. Tell me that's the direction that we need to start moving in. And I woke up the next day, and usually one of the things I'll do is check Instagram, see if there's any comments or something that I need to respond to. And the clip where I talked about not having the confidence when it came to sponsors and stuff like that, somebody had commented on it, and she said, "You got this. You are so brave." And I was like, I said, and on that video too, I was like, huh.
Well, the thing is, when you ask for signs, you don't get subtle ones. But when I tell you the sense of humor, like you don't get subtle ones. You get flat out ones.
Literally. And then then I started just scrolling through Instagram, and then somebody that I met at the podcast summit, she had a reel from one of her episodes, and she was speaking, and she was like, you know, you need to listen to God when he you know, when he's speaking to you, and sometimes he'll speak to you through other people, and you are in your own way and all this. And I was just like, whoa.
But the thing is, I know these things are not supposed to go hand in hand. But wasn't that the message?
Yeah.
Of the poem? She was like, you gonna have to move out of your own way to get what you need.
And I was just like, goodness. And then I went to TikTok, and literally it was nothing but local small businesses in Indiana. Like, hey, we're looking for, you know, people to come to our business. We're looking for this. And I was already thinking about something we could do to collab with small businesses here. And I was just like, goodness, now that's all that's in my feed is small businesses that's looking to expand their business and get their business out there. And I'm just like, goodness. I was like, this is a pretty clear sign to me that this is probably the way to go.
Like it wasn't a subtle sign.
It wasn't a subtle sign. So I was like, you know what? All right. I'm going to do it. As nervous as I am I'm not going to lie. I am scared that we are going to lose our viewers.
But I don't think we're going to lose. First of all, the fact that these videos are so long, having 1 to 2 little ads in an hour-long video, because I watch videos that are 20 minutes and I swear it'd be 5 ads. I'm like, girl. But I'm not mad they get their check. I ain't mad at it.
Exactly. I'm like, I can't be mad, especially now that I know what goes into doing this. I'm like, I understand why you have so many ads in there now.
And I'm too cheap to get YouTube
and
premium.
These are big podcasts that has like teams behind them. So I'm like, so now they have so many ads because they gotta pay them too. Yeah. And I'm like, and honestly, we ain't even really trying to get paid right now. We just trying to get
somewhere. We're just trying to get somewhere.
We just trying to get it to the point where we can upgrade our equipment, where we can, pay for editing without having to come out of our own pockets.
Yeah, that's all. We just want to break even at this point. Be happy with that.
Be ecstatic. I mean, even if y'all we take donations too, just saying.
Cash App leak.
Zelle, whatever you got. Help a sister out. But yeah, so like I said, I literally said that prayer in my bathroom one night, woke up the next morning to that comment, and then all those posts that was essentially around the same thing. And I was just like, I can't just like ignore that.
The thing is, you can't ask and then ignore, because then that's when you're being disobedient. And that's when you will get punished. I've been down there and I'm like, okay, I knew better. That's why I got slapped on the back of that neck with that sandal.
And I ain't trying to be slapped on the back of the neck.
Because it ain't a good time. It is not a good time.
So yeah, I was like, okay, well, I guess I need to record something so that we can post it and let people know that they can reach out to us if...
It just feels cringy when you're doing it. It feels so cringy.
Especially if people know me. I hate asking people for stuff.
It just feels weird.
It feels, and you know how when you younger and you was a kid and you would ask people stuff, what's the first thing your mom would tell you? Stop begging.
Exactly. You feel like we begging.
I feel like I'm begging.
A virtual corner. But we not though. But we are. But we not.
It feel like when you was a kid and you would walk up to your uncle and be like, "Can I have $1?"
Begging ass on.
Get your begging ass on.
Tell your mama you out here begging for goddamn money.
Exactly. You know she taught you better than that.
I know. Now you embarrassed. Mm-hmm. You like, damn, I just want some chips.
Because at that time, it was 4 bags of chips for $1.
We ain't forgotten. No, you could have got, now if you was feeling bougie, the cold pop was 35 cents. A honey bun, a bag of chips, and some damn now and laters would have been $1.
And when now, oh my God, I used to love me some now and laters.
God, those were the times.
But yeah, so now when we get on here and I'm like, hey, can y'all buy something? Can y'all buy some merch or something? It feels like I'm got my hand out, said, hey, can y'all give me $1?
Well, no, I'm over here. Bar shit.
I don't know. It just feels it feels weird to ask people to buy stuff from you.
But the thing is, I think you should change your mindset on it, though.
I agree with you. I just don't know how to change that.
Instead of it being, hey, just view it as, no, this is an opportunity for us to collab. Because it goes both ways. It's not like we're the only ones receiving something.
No, we're not.
They receive something. It's just a collab. That's how you need to view it. It's just a business collaboration, not you necessarily begging for stuff.
And you're right. And the logical side of me knows that.
That's right.
But and at the same time, I also know that with anything, especially when it comes to like content creation and stuff like that, when you make changes, any kind of change,
Somebody
whether it's
always mad.
somebody is going to be mad. You're going to lose a few people, and you have to just be prepared for
with
that.
it. What else
So
can
I
you
know
do?
that means that somebody that probably consistently watches our show will be put off by the ads, and then they're like, well, I'm not watching it anymore. And I just have to become okay with that. And I'm like, no, that actually sucks. Cause then if I'm just okay with that, then that defeats the whole purpose of this being a virtual friend group.
But then here's my rebuttal.
Okay.
Friendships go both ways.
It does.
Because if you're not watching our stuff with the minimal ads, and you gonna watch somebody else's stuff with way more ads.
Mm-hmm. And we know it happens.
And we know it.
We know it happens.
Hey, we always say that friendships are two-sided.
It is. And
so,
you know, me and Jade were just talking about friendships because I was telling her about this Reddit that I saw where this woman commented or posted saying that she had asked her friend group if they just wanted to go on like a local trip. Wasn't anything luxurious that would cost them thousands of dollars or anything. And she was saying how her friends were hesitant. But then like a month later, she finds out that these friends with separate groups booked these international trips, and they just did it like on a whim. And she was talking to one of the friends and saying how, you know, that made her feel. And that, you know, the fact that they always have to think about it when she wants to go do something, but anybody else could ask them to go somewhere and it's like, oh yeah, I'm there. And the friend's response was, I don't owe you an explanation, and that she's clingy. And I'm like,
that ain't your friend, boo.
That's not your friend. Like, I don't like hearing that stuff.
It made me sad.
It is sad. And I'm like, also, like I said before, I know how that feels to be the person that is constantly reaching out to your friends, constantly asking them like, hey, do y'all want to do something? Do you want to hang out? And only to find out like, yeah, they're willing to hang out with you, but you have to come to them every single time. And not only that, you're coming into plans that they had made with other people weeks ago.
And you just not figured out.
And you only finding out about it because you asked them if they wanted to hang out.
They go, oh, hey girl, we forgot about you. Yeah, we going here. You want to come?
I remember in like 2022, it was a beer fest or something like that. And I had been hanging out with these people for a minute. And it was like maybe the weekend before it or something like that. I was like, oh, you know what? I could drive down to Kentucky, hang out with Erica and them, and, you know, hang out. So I text her like, hey, y'all doing anything this weekend? What's going on? We can hang out. We can go to the bar and stuff, because we used to go to bars and stuff. And she's like, oh yeah, we're all supposed to be going to the beer fest in Louisville this weekend. You should come.
I should come? Those tickets were for sale months ago. When were y'all going to tell me?
And when I got there, I'm thinking, oh, maybe it's not the whole group. When I got there, it was literally the entire group. I was the only one that wasn't invited. I had to ask them if they wanted to go somewhere to find out that this was happening.
So I didn't cross your mind at all.
I didn't cross your mind at all. And then I would find out through Snapchat, oh, Erica was just in Indianapolis, just downtown. Downtown is like 20 minutes from me. She stayed up here.
No message.
No message, no nothing. So I'm like, that ain't the type of friendship I want. And then on top of that, this girl can't even tell you how your actions make her feel. And your response is...
how you mad at her that you hurt her feelings? That was my thing. How should...
And I'm like this, here's my thing. You don't owe people an explanation. You don't. But here's the biggest part about it. I would never seriously, when a friend is confiding in me about her feelings and how something I did made her feel, I would never tell that friend, I don't owe you an explanation.
Those are fighting words. We not friends no more. Because I instantly got mad.
Yeah.
Like... What you mean?
You might as well have said, I don't owe you an explanation. Fuck your feelings.
That's what I said. Those are fighting words. She might as well just slapped her. Because that's really what she did. She might as
I'm
well.
like,
I don't owe you no explanation why when you said, can we go 2 hours away? I said, I don't know. And old girl asked me to go to Sicily.
and I said,
And
I'm there.
I just bought a plane ticket.
And here's the thing.
It didn't invite your ass either.
I have tried doing trips with friends before.
Oh, gosh.
And you can always tell the ones that just ain't really down. Like, you cool, but you ain't really they friend. And it's always the ones where every time you like, hey, you want to book a trip to go here, you want to go here, XYZ, and you talking about months, sometimes even a year from now. And the first thing they say is, well, I don't know how my PTO gonna look.
You ain't got it for next year yet.
You know exactly what your PTO is gonna look like next year.
You don't even have it.
That's why it's called planning. Like, what do you mean?
It's so far in advance, you would have accrued the PTO by the time it was time for the trip.
Exactly. So I'm like, all that tells me you don't really want to go. And that's okay.
Just say you don't want to.
Just say you don't want to go.
But they never do that. And that's what's so annoying. They never be like, hey, I just don't fuck with you like that.
And I also don't...
Meet me at the bar. I don't want to go nowhere with you.
When it comes to friendship, I think people are severely underestimating how much of a lack of connection people are feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And I said this in the last episode. This podcast is to help people feel more connected, to help people feel like they have friends in me and Jade. Me and Jade were going to have these conversations regardless because this is how we talk to each other.
Sure do.
We wanted to bring people into our conversation so that they could be involved in the conversation, whether that be through our Discord or through the comments. Mm-hmm. That is the point of this podcast.
Or could direct messages.
You could direct message us. We will respond. Mm-hmm. And it's because of in 2022 when I was going through that with friends, and I'm just like, dang, I literally ain't got nobody to hang out with. Sure, I have family, but as I've said before, family is not always your friends. Mm-mm. And I'm just like...
And you don't do stuff with your family you would do with your friends.
At least I don't.
Some people do, but I don't.
And I was just like, that had to be one of the loneliest years of my freaking life. And like I commenting on that girl's Reddit, I said, you might be clingy, but you're clingy because something's missing.
Because you're not getting what you want.
You're craving friendship. You're craving connection. And it might be causing you to be clingy with the people that you think are your friends. But they are not. Just because you're their friend does not mean that just because they are your friend doesn't mean you are theirs. So you view them as friends. They don't view you as that.
Obviously, they have a separate chat that don't include your ass.
And I swear to you, I think that group had a chat.
Yeah, they had one. Because now they all talk to each other. And you didn't know.
Exactly. So that's why I was like, in 2022, when I met Jade, working that community, both of us on bullshit with community, although she wasn't really on bullshit. Neither one of us was on bullshit with community at that point.
They wasn't on bullshit with us yet. That's really what...
Literally. But Jade has a history of having friends that she can depend on. I, on the other hand, do not, as we have discussed in great detail on this podcast.
We just lost one too. That's sad. Golly.
Oh well, you win some, you lose some. But I think one of the things people miss when it comes to friendship is they are not honest with themselves as well as their friends on what they are looking for in their friendships. And it took me being alone and learning how to just do stuff by myself to figure out what I wanted in a friend. And that's why I met with those people. And I told them, all of them, I said, I'm done with one-sided friendships. if I have to be the one constantly reaching out to you to see if you want to do something with me, and sometimes, and it can be no sometimes, but most of the time it's no. Or it's, oh yeah, we already had plans, so you should just come with us.
I ain't no
I'm
tag
not gonna
along.
yeah. Come on now. I'm like, how do you think that makes people feel?
First of all, in the disrespect of, oh, we got plans. You can come if you want to our plans. And you like, who the fuck is we?
Literally, who is we?
Who is we?
You mean everybody else in the group and I was the only one that didn't know?
They say, yeah, not you though.
And
I'm
like,
that other girl fucking with your boyfriend, bitch.
I can only imagine how the other group chat went and be like, hey, y'all, just so y'all know, Jocelyn coming.
Probably. Who knows? They're probably in the chat while they all talking to you.
Like, who invited her? Chat. Like, she just invited herself to our shit. Whoa.
It's crazy. Like, we laughing, but
that I'm sure that shit happens. And here's the other thing when it comes to friendship. And no, we are not a podcast about friendship, but as we said before, sometimes we talk about it. And that Reddit came up and it just made me think about friendship. And it's just like, why do people think that there are not bad times during friendships, or that when there are bad times during friendship, that just mean the friendship is just done?
I don't know, because
it's like, it's a relationship. Would you just drop your boyfriend just because they got crumbs on the butter or something?
Honestly,
I mean, some people would.
I was like,
some people would, because I do find that to be quite annoying.
That's what I'm like. I will say, I don't believe in ups and downs in my friendships. I don't. Once it's down, baby, it's over. I'm sorry, I don't. Well, because the thing is, if I know you, like, okay, so if we're friends and you know me and I know you, and you know what the fuck you doing is getting on my fucking nerves, then we not friends no more, because you know you getting on my fucking nerves.
Okay, that's I'm if selfish. They know.
You know I'm selfish.
I'm talking about,
you know I'm selfish.
Because here's the thing. Here's the thing, Jade. You make it known that they getting on your damn nerves.
You get on my nerves.
I'm talking about the people that the friend is getting on their nerves. They never tell the friend that they getting on their nerves. But then they like, I ain't friends with that bitch no more.
That's fucked up.
It's like,
she didn't even know she was getting on your nerves. She didn't even
know y'all was in a down moment.
She didn't even know you hate her.
And my thing is, it's not always gonna be rainbows and blue skies. It's not a friendship to me. It's not somebody that I can only just hee ha ha with. It is somebody that if you pissing me off, I can come to you and say, Jade, like, I don't like what you did.
Because we have both done that. Like, I don't like what
it pissed me off, and here's why. And here's the other kicker. I don't feel like I need to soften that up so that it's more palatable for you.
Because what's the point then?
Exactly.
But that's not the same, though. Like, of course because if somebody just only kiki, that's an associate. That's not your friend. That's an associate.
That's not your friend. Can you have some actual depth with your friends? If you can't, then that's not your friend.
Yeah, kiki, that's just a little associate. That's fine.
And honestly, nobody is better at kikiing than me and you. But
because we kiki with I can laugh with anybody. I wish I wasn't that way.
Really wish. I can laugh with anybody, but people just look at my face and be like, nah, she a bitch. She ain't gonna laugh with nobody. I will laugh with literally anybody. But
it's funny because, like, it's so funny to me.
What's so funny?
How you just get written off as a bitch all
Craziest thing, I'm one of the goofiest people you will probably ever meet. But I do. I get written off as a bitch.
It's funny.
And don't get me wrong, I can be bitchy. But
everybody can be bitchy.
I can be bitchy. Everybody is not always gonna be in a good mood. And I don't think it's fair to expect people to always be in a good mood. And that's one of the things that I appreciate about me and Jay is we allow each other to be in a bad mood.
Or just exist. Like, okay. Because you try to, like, it's too early for my joy. I'm like, well, I'll pack me and my joy up then.
And pack it on and move it on out.
And dance my way. I'm like, fine.
And the great part about it is I literally have told her it's too early for your joy. I don't want to be bothered. And
I'm like, fine.
we don't let that ruin things. Like I said, I think this world right now is severely lacking connection. Everybody wants to depend on ChatGPT to make them feel connected with whatever reality they're trying to use ChatGPT to create. And I'm like, dude,
Yeah, the chat for therapy thing is very disturbing
it's
to
very
me.
disturbing. And like I said, clearly people ain't gonna stop doing it. They've trained ChatGPT to give them therapy that they have convinced themselves that they need. And I'm just like, that's fine. If that's the way you want to live your life, that's fine. But I would much rather even if it's virtual, I would rather connect with somebody that would be better than ChatGPT. I'll
Yeah, a
just say that.
virtual pen pal, if you will. That's what
Yeah.
y'all are.
I actually consider y'all friends,
Virtual
but pen pals were friends too. I actually miss having a pen pal.
They were fun. I had a good time with my little pen pal. She was from Asia. I don't remember
And we
her
actually,
name.
and you know what? I will go as far as to say that the intent behind this podcast is working because, and I was literally just talking to somebody else about this, that a couple months ago, somebody did recommend our podcast to someone on TikTok. And she said that she loves our show. She highly recommends it. And then she added us, and then I responded and thanked her for recommending.
Yeah.
And I'm sure she didn't expect us to respond, but again, we respond to as many people as we can.
We ain't big enough to be ignoring people.
And even when we are big enough, I'm still not trying to ignore anybody. Because I know, like, again, I know how that feels. And
because when I get my little app back from a celebrity, I'm like, ah, they responded to me.
Exactly.
You know when it's a team, I don't care.
Exactly. I do not care. I got a response. That's all that matters. I feel validated. But she said that, you know, she has the same, you know, sense of humor, the same reactions. She said every episode she feels seen. That is the point. Nice. That is the point, to take people that don't typically feel like they have that connection, even with their own friends and family, and to build that connection, make people feel seen and heard, which is why we don't really remove any negative comments. If you have something that we said that you don't agree with,
as long as it's not super offensive to others, I don't really care about you trying to offend us. Yeah, but like, if it's offensive to like others, then yeah, we not playing those games.
Yeah, no. Because one thing we do, because I will say this, I am protective of my friends. So if I feel like somebody is coming for one of the girl's prospective friends, no, that's not what we doing here.
We don't care about you coming for us. You can say what you want to say. Yeah, you can
say, look, I've been called fat. I've been called ugly. Somebody sent me a screenshot of some dude said I look like him.
I got called a boy. We just sitting here. But we deliberately don't get dolled up. It's not laziness halfway. It's a deliberate choice though. So
I'm not putting on makeup, period. I've never been somebody that enjoyed wearing makeup. I've never been a fan of makeup. I can, at my big old age of 38, soon to be 39, I have worn makeup on my face a total of 4 times. Nothing against the people that choose to wear makeup. If that is what you like, that is what you like. I have never been that person, and I don't intend to become that person. That also does not mean that you won't ever see me in makeup, because I do think certain occasions call for it.
Because sometimes the occasion you look weird.
I think every time I wear makeup, I look weird.
I'm saying sometimes for the occasion, you just look out of place without it, if that makes sense.
Oh, yeah. If you don't wear it, yeah.
Or it don't match your clothes. Like you can't have on a ball gown and bushy eyebrows. It just don't look good.
I mean, well, I'll get my eyebrows and stuff done.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, I just won't get glammed up. I specifically don't like glam makeup.
I used to wear makeup, but I only stopped when I feel like I was having an unhealthy relationship with makeup. Like I started feeling like I was ugly without it type thing. Now, I know I don't got eyebrows and that'll never change. But that's how the makeup started. It started with a little eyebrow. Then it moved to those stripper lashes. I miss those so bad.
I don't.
And then I was wearing the lashes with no eyebrows, which was crazy. And then I loved it, y'all. I used to look entirely different. I'm trying to tell y'all.
I don't know. I remember when I went to prom and my cousin came over to do my makeup. I was like, no.
Why?
I didn't want to wear it.
A little natural beat won't hurt.
And she was like, nah, you going to put on makeup. No, I'm okay. And I did end up wearing makeup.
They forced you, I'm sure.
Yeah.
They said, hold her.
I had to
Somebody
put makeup.
got
I was like, ugh. And literally, it's like one of the first pictures on Facebook of me. And I only posted it on there because the picture they took, I wasn't smiling. And I said, I think I captioned it with, I look like I'm high.
Why would you post it? You're a nut.
I don't know. I don't know what my deal is with makeup. And the craziest thing is I actually want to learn how to do makeup. But I only want to learn it, I'm competitive.
Because you're nuts. Continue this
story
that's going to be crazy, girl.
It's not going to be crazy. It's just a little competitive.
What is it?
So I tried to learn how to do makeup once. And I watched like some YouTube tutorials and bullshit. And I don't know why, Jade, that seemed harder than fucking rocket science.
I mean, because everybody's face is different. You got to figure out what
and they was talking about color and get shades. And I was like, none of this makes sense. I'm like, none of it makes sense. And I tried to like go to the store and get my own shit. And then I was like, I tried to put it on. I might have done it right. I don't know. Because I was like, I put that shit on. I don't see no difference. And I was just like, whatever. And then a few years later, I think about that all the fucking time. And I was just like, I will not be defeated. I will figure out how to fucking do makeup. Even though I don't necessarily want to wear it.
You need to work. Like, we need to unpack this. Like, we really do.
I'm like,
Why are you in competition with yourself about something you don't want to do? I don't understand.
Because my brain goes, there is nothing that I can't learn how to do.
The thing is, you don't want to actually learn.
I want to learn it so that I can prove to myself that I could learn it.
But you already knew you could learn it.
Nah, I tried to learn it. It didn't work out.
No,
so now
you did it one time and it didn't work out. That's not the same. Everybody ugly. Everybody makeup is ugly at first till you like figure out what you doing.
I said, nah, I need to learn how to do this so that I could be like, yeah, okay, I won that round.
And then you'll never wear it again. It makes no sense. Then I never wear it again.
You're right. Same reason I went on that whole body butter thing and only made it one time.
That's time consuming. We've all made body butter a couple times. I went, wow, this is nice and all. This was a lot of work.
But I only learned how to do it because I saw a video on it and was like, yeah, I could do that.
I mean, you could. All you needed was a kitchen, some kitchen supplies.
She was acting like it was just this whole big to-do. And I was just like, man, I could probably do that better than her. So I did.
It's interesting to me.
What?
My brain does not process shit like that. Like, my sister, I go, oh, that's nice. And I'm doing it. Like, I don't think about it again. I don't go, I could do. Even if I see something that go, I could do better than that. My brain don't go, oop, bitch, let's prove
Challenge accepted.
I go, they should put more energy into that. And then that's the end of it for me. I go,
my brain, especially if it's something I was interested in, especially if it was something I was low-key interested in the first place. My brain goes, yeah, you could do that. Why are you watching her do it? You could do it yourself.
See, I think that, but not in a competitive way. That's the thing. I go, you know what? I could do that. And then I do it. But I'm not competing against myself for some reason.
Oh, I'm always competing against myself.
Why?
Because I always got to beat my own time. I always got to beat my own whatever.
Why? This seems exhausting and unnecessary.
You're not wrong. That's all I got.
it's like, well, I'm trying to
That's all I
unpack
got.
why you're doing this.
You're asking me questions that I don't have answers to.
It seems exhausting.
At this point, like I said, the big old age of 38, soon to be 39, I've just accepted it.
You should.
No, I'm too old to be fighting against it at this
point.
point.
You too old to change.
I'm too old. Like, I am set in my ways. And I'm not trying to change. I'm not.
Girl.
I'm sorry. If I want to break from it, I'll drink some alcohol. That's all I got for you. I'm sorry.
Jocelyn.
Look, hopefully somebody felt seen with that.
I'm sure they did. It's craziness.
Because I know there are more people out there like that.
Well, yeah. I'm sure it has a name. We got to look it up. It has a name.
Perfectionist, ADHD. Pretty sure there's a lot of names for it.
Because I'm like, that just
Virgo. Apparently Virgos are like this.
Just seems exhausting.
It is exhausting.
But you know me. I'll just quit something one day.
You two fly in the wind. That's that Gemini.
I go,
I
cared yesterday. I don't care no more. And I move on. And I move the fuck on.
Oddly enough, I've gotten better.
Which is good.
But I'm still competitive. I'm competitive with my friends. I mean, you knew that with the whole weight loss thing.
That was nuts.
Look, Jade.
Seek help. Because that was nuts.
I'm not saying I don't need help. Like, that's one thing I will not say. I do, as I've said a million times, I think everyone should be in therapy, including me. But yes, I do see most things as, I might not say it, and I might,
but I know you like that.
I might force myself to do the opposite, but usually the first thing that comes to my brain is, I can do that. I bet I could do that.
The thing is, that's how mine goes, but I don't turn to a competition. Just, you can do that.
Most of the time, I will redirect myself, especially when it comes to friends. I will redirect myself. Because why do you need that kind of competition with friends?
Because what are you doing that for?
Now, if we still work together, especially like a place like my current job, I'd probably be in competition with you.
Why?
Because one of us got to get promoted.
I don't care. If y'all in two different departments, y'all could both get promoted at the same fucking time.
Well, I'm just saying if we work in the same department. And I'm sorry. They like to say, you're not in competition. Yes, you are. You are in competition with your coworkers, period.
Because who else you in competition
with? Who else you going to be in competition with? Like, I don't see anything wrong with healthy competition. It's when it becomes obsessive and you like want to really drag people through the mud.
You know how people get at work. They will literally slash your tires so you can be late to a meeting so they can have your talking time. Then you should have been prepared. Are crazy.
I don't disagree with you. I do.
And I said corporate is a wild world that I don't like.
But I just think it's wild that they try to make people think that it's not a competition between you and your coworkers.
But they tell you that it is while telling you that it's not, while telling you that it is, while telling you that it's not. Because at the end of the day, it's like, okay, the 2-year benchmark is going to come. Somebody got to be promoted to something.
And look, and I just take it a step further because my coworkers ain't even just my competition. My boss is my competition, period. Because when she leaves, somebody needs to step into that role.
Not the boss too.
I don't care. Like,
a lot of time, just because someone has a higher title doesn't mean they deserve it or better than the job that you. That just means they got it.
And that doesn't mean I'm trying to sabotage my boss or anything, but that definitely is telling me you need to make sure you get whatever knowledge she got.
Or she gonna make sure not to give it to you. And one of my managers let me know. She was like, you know what? I feel like my manager like you. So just to be real with you, I ain't telling you everything. I said, you raggedy bitch, why are you telling me this? My manager like you, so girl, I can't trust you. Especially what she said to me.
In my younger days, when I wasn't shit, I have left things out of training.
Girl, why?
Because why would I want them to have all of my knowledge?
They can't have all your knowledge. For me. The thing is, they can't have all your knowledge.
Now, this was back when I was like early days pharmacy tech. So I had to be like 18, 19.
Oh, pharmacy techs are crazy. This makes more sense now. When I tell you.
I haven't done that in an office job because most of the time I want some of that work off of me anyway. But as a pharmacy tech, when I would be going over like,
some of
oh
them
yeah,
are crazy.
you do this step and this step.
It's happened to me. I'm like, this raggedy bitch deliberately did not tell me.
Oh yeah, I would deliberately not tell them some stuff. And then be like, I told them.
You gonna burn in hell.
Hey, look, this is why at the big old age of 38, soon to be 39, I'm trying to get right with the Lord. I am not who I used to be.
I don't gatekeep though. I never have.
I don't
How I feel about it is maybe the thing is maybe I am too cocky within myself, right? So my brain goes, I can tell you everything I know, and I'm still gonna be better than you, and you still ain't gonna be better than me.
Again,
even with me telling you everything I fucking know.
Let me tell you. And I think people have gathered this by listening to this podcast before. I have not always been that great in the confidence area.
I had no reason to be that confident. Based off of what? It was. Based off of what?
I have not always been good in the confidence area. I used to have very, very low self-esteem. And it took a while for me to develop some kind of self-esteem where I was like, you know what? I wish you would think you're going to be better than me.
Because that's how you ain't never going to be. I can teach you everything I know and I'm still going to be better than you, bitch.
And the craziest part is clearly other people felt that way about me because just like at Community where I would have issues, every single pharmacy I've worked at, the lead techs there hate me. And I'm just like one of them, specifically at CVS, I actually had to tell this woman, I don't want your job. Like, you can stop thinking that I'm after your job. I don't want it.
It's sad you got to do people like that.
Like, literally had to tell her that. And she still didn't believe me.
She thought she was like, this bitch think I trust her.
She just want my job. Girl, you get paid at most $1 more than me. I don't want your job.
Because my thing is, because I've run into that, my thought process is, what makes you think I'm not aiming for anything higher than what you will ever achieve? What makes you think I'm aiming to be equal to you? I'm aiming to be above you, bitch. You can have your little job.
Especially at that time, I was in school for computer engineering.
Bitch, I ain't worried about you.
I was like, girl.
The way I would have popped that shit, bitch, I am in school.
I was for like, computer engineering. I am 18 and in school for computer engineering. Again, nothing wrong with being a pharmacy tech or a lead pharmacy tech. But I was just like, look, you've chose this as a career. I didn't. I don't want your job.
Pharmacy is so easy though. That's how
pharmacy is very easy. Pharmacy is very
now
easy.
When I tell you people have gotten mad for me saying that, I'm like,
but pharmacy tech is easy. I used to tell people all the time, as long as you know how to do basic reading, writing, math, multiply, subtract, add, divide, you can be a pharmacy tech. It does not take that much to be a pharmacy tech.
But I think people think that pharmacy techs know more about drugs than they actually do.
Here's the thing. That's because you got some pharmacy techs out there that like to act like they pharmacists.
Which is illegal.
Is illegal. Pharmacy techs are not supposed to consult patients, i.e. the customers. Like, that is just a fact. And you do have some pharmacies and some pharmacists that will allow
and encourage that behavior
to go up to a pharmacy tech and say, I got this issue going on. Should I take this or that? And a pharmacy tech will actually answer that question.
And they're legally not supposed to.
You're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to do that.
You're supposed to say, let me get the pharmacist.
Let me get a pharmacist. Please step over to the consultation area. I will grab a pharmacist for you. That is what you're supposed to do. Pharmacy tech is incredibly easy. And most people think it is hard. Most people think you need to know all this clinical information that you don't need to know. And they think that, what else is it about pharmacy they think? They think that it requires all of this education.
Yeah, people get surprised. They're like, oh, well, what education do you have for pharmacy tech? I'm like, my national certification. Like, that's literally it.
In a lot of states, you still don't even that.
You don't need it. Required. It looks nice.
It looks nice, yeah. Because I'll tell you. So did I tell you about the time I almost missed my opportunity to become a pharmacy tech?
Nah.
So my aunt on my dad's side don't know, honestly, a pharmacist. And in Chicago, there was this at the Boys and Girls Club, they offered a 2-week training. And it guaranteed you a job at an Osco pharmacy.
Osco.
Literally.
Showing your age. But it is.
And this was 2005, I think it was. So
right before they closed.
Literally. This was the summer before my senior year of high school. If you've heard me talk about my dad's side of the family before, I don't really talk to them all that much. But she all of a sudden left a voicemail on our house phone telling us about this program. And I left that voicemail there for weeks. And you know where I wanted to work?
Where?
Foot Locker.
Made sense. You wanted shoes.
That's exactly what I wanted.
When I tell you that was the hot commodity job in high school, have a friend that work at Foot Locker.
The only thing I had ever said, and again, nothing against the people that choose to do this, I had always said my first job will not be in fast food, because most people I knew, that was their first job. And I was like, my first job will be something other than fast food. And so my next best thing was, I'm going to go work at Foot Locker, making probably minimum wage at that point.
But you got a discount on shoes.
Got discount on shoes.
That's why I worked retail instead of fast food, because I wanted that discount on clothes.
But that's where I wanted to work. I wanted to work at Foot Locker for my first job.
Yeah.
And then here comes my aunt calling me talking about a damn pharmacy tech.
But they make more than Foot Locker, though.
You talking to a 16, 17-year-old girl that ain't thinking about that.
No one's thinking about it.
Exactly.
So you think about it.
And then, so she's talking about this program. It has a deadline for me to apply coming up. And I'm just like, I'll think about it later. Sure, I'll think about it. And then I remember my mama actually sat me down. She said, do you want to do this or not? Because literally, I think the deadline was like the next day. Because I drug my feet on it so long that my aunt was calling again like, hey, you need to, if you're going to do it, you need to get that application in. And my mom was like, it's going to guarantee you a job at Osco.
Yeah, if I was your mom, I'd be pissed off. Like, this is a guaranteed job, you idiot. You better apply to this.
You know it's going to be more than minimum wage.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember going to her, I was like, man, but every time I go into a farm, it just looked like they just sitting back there doing nothing.
Oh, we was wrong.
And she was like, and?
Free money.
She was like, so? And I was just like, man, all right. So I filled out the application, and literally it was like 2 weeks. I just went there. They literally showed you how to read doctor's handwritings, how to calculate day supply on drugs if they don't give you the day supply, or if they do give you the day supply, how to tell
if it's
how
right
many
or wrong.
pills to give them. And I was just like, this is literally like 1 + 1 = 2 type of math.
See, we say that, but you know people was fucked up. You know people
because
was in there.
Not everybody that was in that program with me made it through.
You know.
And they even, like I said, even though it was a guaranteed job at Osco, they still did interviews. I had to interview with my aunt. And she did not hope. She was like, just because you my niece.
I'm still going to ask you the same question I would ask anybody else.
Well,
good for her.
But yeah, so had the interview. I paid, I think, $40 to get licensed. And once it was over, I had a job as a pharmacy tech at Osco making like $10 an hour.
Which was real good.
Actually, it wasn't $10 an hour. It was less than that. But actually, it probably was close to $10 an hour.
And that was real good money for back then.
Was in
Fresh
Chicago, it was probably still felt more like minimum wage, honestly, in Chicago. But
because my first job was exactly that minimum wage.
Yeah, my first
exactly.
And then I felt so proud because I was like, how many people that I know can say my first job made more than minimum wage? I was like, not a lot of people that I know can say that. So I would tell people all the time, I'm a pharmacy tech.
Yeah.
Because I was so proud of that. But
didn't even want to do it.
Didn't even want to do it. I almost missed the opportunity to do it. And then the certification was always there. It was always an option. But I was just like, why would I get certified?
That's great. As soon as I heard extra money for certification,
Well,
I said, that's all you got to tell me.
I think they started adding the increase when they started trying to force more people to do it.
Because I was like, shoot, extra money, I'm down.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not trying to. Again, I also wasn't trying to be doing pharmacy tech for the rest of my life either. So I was like, I really don't care. And it wasn't until I was working for IU and they was telling us like, hey, in the next couple of years, this certification is going to be required.
Yeah.
And I was just like,
might as well go
I really don't want to do that certification. Because also I have anxiety when it comes to these tests. Like so much anxiety that I go blank. And I was like, I don't want to waste nobody money on this test because I am terrible at it.
Girl.
I mean, I told you about my ACT scores, how everybody was so surprised that I got such a low score on it. When I was in at least the top 20 of my class.
That's crazy. Mine was high as hell. It surprised me too. I said, damn, yay me.
Literally told you, I'm National Honor Society. I got really good grades. I'm killing it in math, calculus, all these like advanced math classes. I'm in advanced literature, like smart. Got that ACT, I think I got a 17. They was crazy. Like, what? They said, you got a 17? What you mean you got a 17? And I was like,
see, I've always been cool with tests. Tests don't bother me.
I am not good at tests. When I tell you,
I literally just go with the thing because I don't second guess myself, and that's a difference.
Oh my God!
Once my spirit say it's C, and I don't even question it. I keep it moving.
Okay, I second guess. Even now, I second guess everything.
Why?
To the point that a lot of times it becomes paralyzing. That I'm just like, I just can't. And especially with standardized tests. This is why one of the reasons I did so bad on the ACT when I was in high school. I would choose an answer and I'd be like, but what if it's not that? I think it might be this one. But then I'm like, okay.
See, one of the testing strategies, they literally tell you.
I know they tell you
not. Pick the first one and don't change shit.
I know.
Because you change it to the wrong answer every single time.
But then my brain goes, but what if it really is the other one now?
It's not.
And then my brain goes, well, maybe you should change it. Maybe I shouldn't. I'll come back to it. And then I go to another one. I'm like, I think I might need to change it. I should change it. And then I'll change it. And I'm like, maybe you should have left it at what it was. Like, I'm telling you, I would have so much anxiety when it came to these standardized tests.
That's crazy.
Like,
I tell you my thought, for one, I'm always done early.
And that makes it worse for me. If I'm done early, I'm like, oh no. I need to go change some stuff because I got some stuff wrong then.
Our thought process is so different. It's funny. So I do it and I go, I'm unsure. Is it C or A? And I go, spirit says C. And then I click it. And then I don't go back. I don't do nothing. And then when I'm done, I go, oh, yay, me, I'm done. And then I leave. I don't second guess it.
But if I'm done on the test early, I sit there and think, oh shit, something wrong.
It's not.
You finished that way too. The only thing that I could, like when it came to tests, I could finish early and I wouldn't give it a second thought. Math. I've always been really, really good at math. And that was the one subject nobody could tell me shit on.
But that's the attitude you should have with all of them. Because for me, if I'm done early, I go, look at you, study queen. And that's how I feel about myself. And then I leave.
You are study queen. I'm not.
Then I leave.
I'm the person that didn't study at all.
Even if I didn't study, I tell myself that.
Oh, see, now.
And I go, you know what? I'm like, you know what? But you was paying attention. You just absorb the content because that's the type of bad bitch you are. Like, I be hyping myself up. When I say, can't nobody tell me nothing.
Again. You're talking to somebody that has struggled with confidence and self-esteem.
Well, mine is manufactured from myself.
How do you think that there is value in the fake it till you make it.
That's literally how that happened.
Once I'm telling you, because pharmacy is what forced me to start the fake it till you make it shit. Because I'm telling you, when it came to speaking to new people, I would be like,
Pharmacy ain't the place if you don't like new people.
And
That's all you see is new fucking people.
And the first thing, soon as I stepped foot in that pharmacy, the first thing they told me is you need to speak up, enunciate, which same fucking deal. And I was just like, what you mean? Speak up. Somebody would walk up and I'd be like, hi, welcome to
They
the
say, yeah,
Osco.
that's not how that works.
They was like, no, speak. Project your voice.
Because then they don't trust you. They're like, she ain't even sure of herself. I don't trust her with my drugs.
Hell no, I wasn't sure of myself. I was 17. I ain't no shit.
But you fake it.
And that's when I decided, I said, I
it.
have to act like I am this confident person until it clicks. And then eventually I got so good at being a pharmacy tech, I was like, can't nobody tell me shit when it comes to this. Can't tell.
And that's that too. You need to have about everything, even shit you're not sure about.
That's easier said than done, dude. Like, cause I'm telling you, when it comes to these ads and shit, I'm like, man, like I said before, we have a following. We do.
Yeah.
But it's not a large one that you
not.
would typically see when you start getting ads. So there's a certain level of that especially to some people might come across as like, you're an arrogant bitch.
My thing is, I don't think, okay, so it's like, yes, I know that can happen, but it's like,
it's probably very slim. You can't
stop life from happening. Like, if they not gonna like it, they not gonna like it.
Mm-hmm.
And if they was part of the tribe, they would be okay.
They would be understanding. And
with
again,
the 2 ads for an hour and 15 minutes. Like, it's not like they gonna get bombarded with ads.
Yeah, it ain't gonna be like every other sentence. Be like, hey, got an ad for you.
We didn't even got the ad yet. You doing this? It's crazy.
Well, that should tell y'all how much I care about y'all actually watching and actually participating. I will say I do get a little disappointed with how the lack of engagement from people that watch our stuff. Like, they don't really comment.
Well, a lot of people don't. I think about the videos you watching that you don't comment on. Think about it.
That's fair.
Think about it.
I do comment more on things like TikToks and stuff like that. It's just honestly, it's just me being a hater because I watch some of these other podcasts that, let's be for real, you got your shits and gigs, you got the receipts, you got your uncut podcast, Mama Joyce and her bullshit she be talking about.
She funny.
Like, yeah, she is funny, but they just be talking about bullshit. And I'm like, I think we better.
It'd be like that, though.
But they have the following now, and I consume their stuff too. I watch their podcasts.
How you being a hater and also consuming?
Because ain't that what haters do?
Well, yeah.
Haters is always consuming the content.
Yeah, I'm not a hater.
And
I love everybody.
I be looking at I be like, man, they just put this episode out 20 minutes ago, and it already got 100 damn comments on it. And I'm like, and they ain't talking about shit.
Here's the thing, though. That's subjective.
That is true. That is true.
Like I said, other people resonate with that shit. They talking about shit to them.
Like I said, like Mama Joyce was talking about some rapper, singer, or whatever, and I'm just like, I couldn't give a fuck.
But that's because you don't know who it is. But the people who know who that is are
But you know how I am about celebrities. Even if it's somebody I know who it is, I'm like, I don't care what's going on in celebrities' lives.
Why are you watching her show if you don't care about anything that's on there?
Because she's funny. Some of the shit she say, I just be like, she just funny. I'll be like, it don't make sense, but it's funny.
What's wrong with you?
I will say I consume more like shits and gigs in the basement yard, but I also grew up with a brother and no sisters, so I tend to have more of a guy's sense of humor. So I just feel like I understand their sense of humor a little more. But they talk about, in my opinion, there's no depth.
It's not supposed to be.
And that's where we come in.
Yeah,
we
like
have
it's not
depth
supposed to be.
because we can talk about the lack of confidence, building up self-esteem and shit like that. They're talking about, oh, the time I cheated on my girlfriend and got caught. Okay.
People like entertainment more
I've
than
never
they
been
do.
caught cheating.
First of all, nobody who genuinely doesn't, if you genuinely don't want to get caught, you're not going to get caught.
That's true.
If you get caught, that means you kind of didn't care that much. But that's, people don't want to admit that. Like, if you, because there are people that have whole separate lives and don't get caught till they sick of playing the game, low key. But they don't want to make it seem like that's what it is. Because if you can hide a whole other family.
And people do it. Be CEOs of companies and shit with whole separate families. How the fuck that work? Ain't you busy?
Real busy.
How do you, I have my 9 to 5. I have everything that I do for the podcast. I have friends.
And they will still find a way to find a second family.
I couldn't even imagine adding a boyfriend to this mix, let alone a separate family.
But then think about it. You know how we take our road trips to like Cincinnati and stuff?
That we ain't done in two years?
Yeah, but think of it. Ain't been 2 years. But
we ain't been about it. Wait, when the last time we went to
like last year?
Oh, well, shit,
But anywho, so you see how that was only like an hour away? Now, if you tell one family member you're on a business trip, it's been 2 days over there, come back home. That's how they doing it.
And family number 2 is stupid as fuck because why they think that you can only come there for 2 days every other 6 months?
Because for one, the story could be he a truck driver. He could be a businessman, but no one ever knows what the fuck the business is.
See, I'm just
but
talking
if they
about,
bring in home enough money, no one asks
I ain't even talking about people with jobs that actually gives them that.
No, I'm saying they don't. They lie. They're in debt. They're bankrupt, keeping this facade up and paying for these 2 families.
I just find it. I don't know, and I pray this guy never finds me, but I find it hard to believe that the other woman didn't have some kind of inkling.
Oh, they have
that she was the other woman, and
but
the fact that she only sees this man
in a couple days.
Yeah,
but then if he paying all the bills, I think that's why they don't care. Quite frankly,
then don't act like you surprised when you find out you the other woman. You knew you were the other woman. You just wanted your bills paid.
The problem is there isn't even really another woman. They both getting played.
That's true, but one of them is getting more of his time.
The one that he's actually really married to.
Exactly.
And then the other woman thinks she married to him, but that marriage is null and void because he already really married to somebody else. So that marriage ain't even real, but you think you married, but you not.
This is all hypothetical.
No, it ain't. I watched a murder show on it. No, it's not. It's real. And somebody died. Ain't saying who. But
it's just, I don't know. I just find it hard to believe that...
People do it. Yeah.
You only see him every other weekend.
Yeah.
But some reason you still think you the main chick.
Yeah.
How?
How much are you willing to believe the lies is how?
Then you tricked yourself. And at that point, I don't even blame him.
But again, if you living good in this nice ass house in the upper suburbs, you don't work, they like shit.
I can't see myself letting somebody take care of me.
Because they go, you know what? Whatever job he doing, paying well. So
I can't see me letting somebody take care of me. That's just not
for a lot of people. That's their dream.
In my blood.
A lot of people, that's their dream. But in my mind, here's how I feel. Like, so if this man you're with is making all this money, that should be more freedom for you to make your own. Because
the fact that you alone every damn other weekend should be freedom for you to make your own. I don't know. Whatever.
Because I feel like the more money they make, that means there's more flexibility for you to make more of your own also. Not to stay at home. Because I ain't even going to say how I feel about it. We ain't even going.
I can't be a stay-at-home wife.
I tried it for a little bit. I was quite bored.
It seems like it would be boring.
I see why.
Let me change that back. Let me take that back. If I was stupid rich, or I guess he in this situation was stupid rich.
It wouldn't be you. It wouldn't be your ass.
Then, yeah, I could be a stay-at-home mom. not mom, wife, because I ain't being nobody's mother. But I'm talking about like stupid, filthy rich,
for
where I could
one-
literally just pack up and go somewhere.
But here's my thing though, right? I tried it. I was bugged about it. I said, fine, I'll give it a whirl.
Mhm.
Right. And then I said, I feel like my time would be more productive somewhere where I got paid. Because I feel like I'm doing the same amount of work, except no money coming every 2 weeks. No
Yeah.
check coming. Like, money's coming, but he ain't giving you the money you was getting from your job. So then it's like, so then I thought about it and I said, so in essence, I'm exchanging my life for room and board, essentially.
You know,
And that's how I felt about it. I was like, I'm essentially giving these people my entire being
you know,
for room and board. And that's how I feel about
I am
it.
one of those people, and I don't think a lot of people would agree with this, but I'm one of those people that knows if I ever got married, we're having separate bedrooms.
People do it.
And you know me.
And then they have a separate sex room.
That's what I want. And if I'm being completely honest, and hear me out,
What you about to say?
separate houses.
Now that's a little far.
I think it's perfect.
Now the bedrooms, I agree.
The only person that I've seen that actually kind of agree with me on that is Nate.
I done told you that your secret soulmate. I have already told you this.
Me and Nate are not soulmates.
Try to
But
tell you.
we have both said that we think it would be dope to, like,
I'm
if we
surprised
ever
y'all
get
didn't do
married.
like that pact. Like people do.
Oh,
We're
we-
not married by 45. Let's marry each other.
I told you I'm not getting married. I'm not agreeing to marry nobody until I turn 69.
Great dealing with you.
I got 20 more years before I can marry somebody.
You sound like these men out here.
Well,
They wait till they have a receding hairline
hey, my life is already almost over at that point.
and a herniated disc to
Might as
then
well
want to
spend it with
settle
some-
down. I cannot.
spend my golden years with somebody. But nah.
Why do you think they deserve your washed up years and not?
Shit. They better be happy. Shit. Don't nobody. Because they old as fuck too. You alone too. Shit.
Like, take this backwash. Or
Shit.
take
We both is used up at this point. The fuck? Shit.
Why 69? Such a random number.
Because the Bible said we get 70 years.
So you want to wait till you about to die? You
Yep.
will.
Because here's the thing.
You're
I
not.
am like a guy. I am afraid of commitment. My thought is, if I marry this person, I don't want to go through divorce, but I also don't know that I'm going to want to be with you for the rest of my life either.
Well, don't marry them. That's not the person for you to marry.
But I also
then.
don't want to live in sin all the time either.
So you selfish.
It's a conundrum.
So you selfish.
It's a conundrum.
No, because you selfish. Golly.
Look, we ain't gonna act like a lot of people don't think about this. A lot of people just won't say it. I'm the only one that's willing to say, hey, God say I get 70 years. Well, I'm gonna get married when I turn like 69 and a half.
What is the point? The thing is, I'm going to tell you something now. Marriage complicates death also. So you're not avoiding, you just won't be around. It's going to be everybody else who's fucking inconvenienced.
I'm dead. Why do I care? He knew what he was getting into when he married my old ass.
What's wrong with you?
Look.
Anybody that marry her, don't get a life insurance. Make sure she don't get no life insurance on your ass, because I don't trust her.
What
About we gonna wait till we old, man. Yeah, wait till you die. Make sure you get some.
First
life
of all,
insurance.
if we get married at 69, you better have your own damn life insurance.
I said, don't get none with her. Is what I said.
Oh.
Hopefully, you got some.
I about to say, if you that damn old and you ain't got no damn life insurance, I don't want you anyway.
You're responsible.
Literally.
What
Gonna
about
put
your
all
kids?
that on me to bury your ass.
And what
No.
about your kids?
What about them? Fuck them
know what
kids.
I'm saying? If you ain't got no life insurance, you got kids, you just out here just playing the
Them kids is grown as
around.
hell.
Whatever, a free house would have been nice.
The fuck?
Well, mamas are
I'm giving my house to charity.
I discovered that lady.
No, I'm not.
Oh, damn money. Talk about they gave the estate. What estate? I cleaned that shit out, bitch. Catch me if you can. What estate, bitch? That shit's gone.
I already know where all of my stuff is going. If and when Sweetheart Creations start making enough money to actually be profitable, that's everything is going to my nephews. Those are my kids. I don't care what they mama say. I do not care what they mama say. Those are my children. I raised them myself. Those are my kids. You will not tell me anything else.
Yeah, forget they mama and daddy.
Forget they mama and daddy. I am their mother and daddy. Those are my kids.
I'd be so pissed somebody says some shit like that about my kids. Bitch, I know you lying. I don't care. My nephews are my children. Girl, you
and
funny.
I dare somebody to fuck with them. I'm telling you, I would go and do hard. I will be somebody bitch in jail for my nephews.
First of all, her nephews are grown.
I don't care.
Fight they own damn
and I don't care. And I bet you I'll be right there next to them fighting too. I do not care. I do not play about my nephews. I do not play about my nephews.
And that's good.
Never been somebody that wanted kids, but I did treat my nephews like they are my children.
I think being just an auntie, like only an auntie would be fun.
It is fun. Me and my nephews used to have fun together.
Because I'm stuck with mine. Love them now.
We used to go to see, we've seen not the ones since they got older because, you know, they grown now. Mm-hmm. But we used to go see every single Marvel movie together.
Yeah, those are fun.
I think the last one was when my friend kind of invited herself on and pissed them off. They was like, what the fuck is she doing here?
Wouldn't you be mad?
I was like, yeah, I'd be mad too.
I don't know why you wouldn't mean enough to be like, look, girl, this is a family event.
I didn't want to do it.
You can't hang.
But yeah, so like I said, everything I have goes to my nephews. If, you know, my untimely demise, anything I have that's worth something, which means it's probably going to go to my brother to go to them. Because my brother's like, you need to set up a trust. Excuse me.
He don't be leading you wrong, though.
He don't. I'm telling you, me having the brother that I have is such a blessing.
He be doing everything.
He does so much for me in this household, which is me. Like, honestly, I could never repay my brother for how much stuff he does for me. I think he more
invested in your dang investment in your house than you invested in your investment in your house.
He made sure that my filter in my furnace gets changed. You need to make sure you change this furnace. That's why you be having the cat hair just flying around because you ain't changed the things in the 5 years you've been here. That's why you're having problems. And I'm just like,
which is valid. You supposed to change those every year.
I don't know.
It say so on the fucking filter.
I pulled the filter out. It looked clean, so I put that bitch back.
No, you replace it. They ain't even expensive. Why you play these games?
I don't know how much them damn things cost because I never bought one.
Not much.
You know who bought and replaced it?
Your brother.
My brother. And then he got on me because I closed the vents. That's just gonna make your furnace work even harder. You need to stop. You need to open up all your vents in the house. And I was just like, okay. And then 6 months go by. One of the rooms still got it closed. I was in there yesterday and I was like, God damn, it's hot in here. Oh yeah, the vent's closed.
And you would have turned that shit up and that's what he was talking about.
Yep, that's exactly what he's talking about. So yes, I'm blessed to have the brother that I have. So, you know, big ups to him. He just retired too. I'm proud of him.
Oh, he actually did it?
He actually retired.
Good for him.
And he's young to be retired.
He's still doing the other career he was talking about? He still want to do that?
No, I don't know what he want to do now, but he's in a position where he doesn't have to make a decision. He's good.
That's why I said I don't know why he just don't sit there.
He's been sitting there he hasn't actually worked in years.
I think he's bored.
But he likes it.
Well, duh.
I mean, I would too. If I had the money to because he just be everywhere.
The thing is, retiring is only fun if you got money. It's when you're broke,
Literally,
it ain't fun.
and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make sure I can retire with some money because, like, this whole working until I'm 70 ain't it, and I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
Because I'm sitting here like, they sure keep pushing back this retirement age.
I'm like, I'm ready to retire.
How decrepit do you need us to be? Like, I do not want to be 79 with a damn walker wheeling my ass around to show up to somebody's
Talking
job.
about, so can I help you find something? No, bitch.
Yo, maker, bitch, why you still at work? Like,
not your maker.
Like, what is going on?
Ain't you past 70? No, like, seriously though, I can't be that old and still working. Like, I was ready to retire when I literally sat at Myers and Stauffer when I was 35 and thought to myself, I like my job, but I can't keep working for another 35 years.
I'm telling you, corporate sucks it out
I
of.
was like, I thought I said, Jocelyn, you only 35 and you already
You got a
like
good 30 years
I was
left.
like, I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't do this. I was like, this can't be my life. I need to be in a position where I cannot do this.
Why you think I spazzed out and went to nursing school? I said, I can't do this. I can't, I won't, I can't. It's literally, you know, because I'm 35 too. Maybe that's what happened. I was like, I can't, won't, and I won't, I can't.
I literally sat at that desk and almost had a
Me
whole
too.
panic.
And
I was
then
like, I can't
enrolled
do
my
this, I
ass
can't
in
do this.
nursing school like I ain't got no fucking sense.
I said, I need to start putting together a plan so I can retire by the time I'm 55. I need to go.
That was my thoughts. I'm going to nursing school. I ain't got time for this. But then, yeah, this has been a struggle. This has been hard. I'm telling you, to work for that damn bachelor's degree was way easier than this shit for this nursing school.
I bet it was.
It's hell. I'm too old to try to retain all this info. I'm too old.
I bet it was.
I'm old. I'm tired.
Well, I guess this is a good place to call it on our little panic attack about getting older and
we ain't even old. We got to be ashamed.
You ain't old.
Girl,
I got knee problems now.
We are less than 5 years apart. If I'm not old, you not old either.
But hopefully, as usual, hopefully y'all enjoyed this episode. Like I said, we're trying to develop and connect with as many people as possible because, as I said at the beginning, the whole purpose is to make people feel more connected and seen, even if that is virtually. And like I said, you will hear ads on this probably soon because, like I said, Sweetheart Creations will be our first sponsor that I do hope you guys will buy some stuff from once the website for the art is up. But like I said, as usual, make sure on the audio platform you like, comment, subscribe, and
share,
and rate and review on the audio. On YouTube, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share.
It was share again. You can't switch up the rotation. You can't switch up the rotation.
It was a mistake. It was a mistake. I said audio first when I meant YouTube.
You done messed it up.
So y'all, at this point, we've been doing this for 2 years now. Y'all know what we want y'all to do. So can y'all please do it? Can y'all please also share? Huh?
Can y'all please just?
Because I'm like, we fucked it up. We screwed the pooch.
Screwed the pooch? You just be saying shit. But okay, continue.
Ain't that the saying?
What is screw the pooch?
Fucked it up.
Who's pooch?
I don't know. It's something I've heard on like Friends or some shit.
I'm gonna look that up.
Anyway, if y'all could please share the episode, that would also be great because we are trying to get this in front of as many people as possible. As we said, connection and camaraderie is really lacking in this world. We need it.
Come see us. That's why I'm binoculars.
So come hang out with your girls. Send this to somebody if you would, please.
Come see us.
I'm really worried about the state of a lot of people and their grasp on reality.
Grasp. Girl, they ain't got none. Reality is whatever they say it is, and they'll fight you to the death.
Oh my gosh, because the way people fighting for ChatGPT, you would swear that was their husband.
No but anyway, watch iRobot. Now I'm gonna keep saying.
But yeah, so with that, We appreciate y'all. Thanks for coming, hanging out with us. But you you ain't gotta go home, but
Gotta get the hell up out of here.
it's time to go.
Buy our shit.
Go. Yeah, buy the merch. Buy the merch, y'all.
I'm gonna say this gonna be my line. Buy our shit.
Buy our shit.
Link below.
agirlsperspective.com.
Link
appreciates you.
below.
And we will see you guys in the next one. Deuces.
Bye, friends.